Hey everyone, just really quick, how do you do? A little warm. Just to give you a quick update, to let you know how I've been doing. I've been meaning to do that, but most days I've been feeling really shitty. And it's a struggle, a real struggle. Long story short, I've been in the hospital, I've been out of the hospital, I've been in the hospital, been out of the hospital, I've been in the hospital. Last hospital stay was over a week, and I was on the surgical floor. Their quandary was whether to do a revision or not. They were thinking at one point to remove the bowel and lower the large bowel and my rectum, but they didn't think that was going to help me at all. And in fact, they thought that was going to make it worse. So they were not going to do that. I had a colonoscopy done, and it showed that I have colitis and diverting proctitis. So because of the fluid that's coming through, I still don't know what to do about that. At this point, what one of my surgeons was thinking about was doing a revision. I didn't know what a revision was until my nursing team, who comes in every week. Sometimes they're in a few times a week, depending on my need. And they've sent me to hospital. They're the ones that have sent me to hospital. Because I've been in excruciating pain. What's happening is the acid in my body I'm producing, which it shouldn't be, because I'm on esomeprazole, 40 milligrams of esomeprazole, which slows down the acid production. It doesn't stop it, it slows it down. And so I produce less acid. Because my outputs, which they found in the hospital, my outputs are so high, they're huge outputs from my stoma. And they're liquid outputs, solid liquid. And it's acid. So the acid is burning my skin so bad around my stoma. It's just eating everything. And when that happens, I can't tell you how painful it is. I can tell you that it hurts to breathe. It hurts to walk. It hurts to just sit. It hurts to cough, and I have to cough because here it comes. Of my COPD. And my stomach has been really upset. My migraines have also been off the chart. My nursing staff and I've talked about that. And the weather has been so bad here. I know, Ba. The weather has been so bad here that it's just been terrible for people that suffer with migraines. They've been horrible. I've just been in humongous amounts of pain. I used to have what I called a moat around my stoma. So my stoma is like here, and then there was a patch of skin that was around my stoma, and then it was like red, like chewed up skin. Well, now there's no moat. It's just chewed up skin. And then on one side, on my right side, there's like this big divot where it's dug down into my skin. and it hurts like hell when the acid dumps into there, and it just burns, burns, burns. It's not a fire burn, it's a chemical burn. I don't know if anybody's dyed their hair or anything like that, but it's chemical burn. And I have to take 8 Imodium. I'm on a Lester to try to thicken up my output. And I thought right on, it did it, you know, when it started doing this. I thought right on, it did it. It doesn't stay. It stays the consistency of pancake batter, or puree sometimes, and then it'll go right back to liquid. And it'll be like a bright canary yellow, or a dark green to black. And it burns real bad. And so the nurses that come in to see me specifically deal with my stoma. And so I had a special nurse come in. His name was Mark. And he detailed everything that was happening with my stoma. And he got me to sit up. And he noticed that when I sit up, when I'm lying back or straight or whatnot, my stoma's round. However, when I sit up, my stoma goes oval. It goes to an oval shape. So at the ends of the oval is where the liquid starts to leak out. I'm exceptionally convex, meaning that my stoma itself is so close to my body that when I take the appliance off, the flange, the appliance, it just goes and shrinks like a souffle. And the other hole that was for my mucus, like he says, oh, I can see where the liquid's going into your rectum. I absolutely can see it. He said, your other one's almost sunk into your body, and it's right at the level of your belly, right at the top of your belly. That used to be out about that much. Now it's sunk. So they're sending me, they being my colorectal surgeon herself, Dr. Reish, is sending me to her gastroenterologist, Dr. Goodwin. I can't remember her name. I've got to look it up. I just feel really sick. On top of it, my stomach has been a wobble. I'm going to keep this short, or I'm going to try to. Because I've really basically been in this chair. Doesn't help that COVID is everywhere. And I just as well got cortisone shot in my hip. Let me tell you, that hurt like hell. And I really wasn't up to moving or doing anything for a number of days. So that's the deal. That's what's happening at the moment. I'm just trying to live my best life at the moment and hope something can be done. I have a physiotherapist that's coming in for my hips and my knees. I have my nursing staff that comes in for my stoma. And that's about it. I've been sleeping. I'm trying to sleep. And I've been sick a lot. So my levels, I've been very dehydrated. So I had to go back to the hospital to get blood work done. And they said, you need to drink more. You need to do this. You need to do that. So it's a constant battle. It's been almost a year now since I had my surgery. That's a hard one to swallow. Did I think, did I think I would be in this position? No. I thought I'd be much better off, at least quality of life wise. I really thought I'd be much better off. I have fevers now, a lot. Almost every week, and it's not COVID. It's just my body. They found odd shaped when they did my blood work. They found spirochetes or oval whatever. Anyways, they found odd shaped blood cells. And they did a morphology on my blood cells. And so, again, they're just watching. These blood cells are found typically in people with leukemia. And leukemia does run in my family line. But that's what the fevers do. It's because, as I was told, there's a lot of inflammation in my body. Lots of inflammation in my body. And so my body's trying to combat all of this, and it's fighting so hard every day against this attack, constant attack that's in my body. So I'm taking it one step at a time. I tried to do some tie-dye that I've found if I couldn't get out and do anything, I got to do something because I'm going to go absolutely stir crazy because of my mental health. It's going to deteriorate, and I don't need that to happen. I seriously don't need that to happen. I already suffer because of all of this from depression, and I don't need anything more to happen. So I found keeping myself busy and doing tie-dye was really fun. But I need to stand up to do tie-dye, so ET wasn't really helping with that one. And I would stand up maybe and do 2 shirts, and I just couldn't. The pain was just so bad. I couldn't even hardly make it to this chair. I could hardly make it to the bathroom. It's just so painful. Honestly, I can't tell you how painful this is. So have somebody pour acid on you and just let it sit there and burn. That's all I can say. And just let it burn and watch it burn. And just eat at you. I'm at the mercy of surgeons and other doctors because they don't know. They know that even for a revision, they think it'll make it worse because of everything that's happening in my body. If they go in and do a revision, They're afraid, very afraid that it will just make it worse. When I spoke to the NSWOCC that came in, specializes in stoma care and skin care, I asked him point blank, I said, what does a revision entail? And he said, well, what they do is they close off your stoma now. What they would do is close it off. They would find another piece of intestine or colon that they could work with, and then they would bring it over to your left side. And I said, oh. And he said, yeah. It's not, again, it's another big surgery that they would have to move your whole entire intestine over, that portion over, to your left side, keeping in mind that you still have your ascending, transverse, and descending large intestine. So they kind of have to push things out of the way to get it up and over. And so I went, oh, okay. Well, we already know, number one, I have in my mesenteric, which is in that area. It wraps around my intestines. It's your mesenteric. And we already know I have issues with that. And we already know in that area I have atherosclerosis. And we already know that in the back, I have tumors. And we already know that in my spine, again, there in my spine, I have tumors wrapped around my spine and on my spine. And I have osteoarthritis. So in those entire areas, it's loaded with nerves. So what they're really afraid of is that they're going to do some major nerve damage, and something major could happen with that. And they don't see anything good coming of this. So they would rather try as hard as they can to avoid all of this. They know it's taking a massive toll on me. They know I have no quality of life. They all know. I look out a window. And if I'm lucky, I could go out to get my candles or medication or my medical supplies. And that's it. Thank you all. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to worry you. It's just such a crazy time. So, another thing I've been trying to do is, when I can, because it doesn't require any effort, really, on my part, is TikTok and doing, trying to do funny things like Mrs. Brown's Boys. Mrs. Brown's Boys is English humor. It's actually Irish and Scottish humor too, and it makes you laugh. At least it makes me laugh. And anything that's going to make me laugh, that's good. Anything that's going to push me over the edge, that's bad. So, I'm just trying to stay level and hope for the best, and hope at some point in time I'm going to at least get some quality of life back. That's what I'm hoping. I can say as well that my migraines are getting much worse. The needles in my head are starting to not have any effect. At least these last 2 months. It's like I never even got needles in my head. And I've had to use my Zomig spray so many times. I've used it at the limit. Normally I haven't been able, normally I don't do that. You know, sometimes I used, you know, whatever. But I've had to use it all the time because I just can't. The pain from my head is not to mention my stomach is sick all the time. That's my update. Stay well. Keep safe. And I will try as best as I can to continue to update you as often as I can and as often as this body will allow me to. So please bear with me. You've all as well been great friends. You really have. Supportive, caring, compassionate, feeling, funny, loving, prayerful. So many more words that I can add. Thank you all for just being you. Peace, love. Stay safe, one step at a time, and yet I smile. We'll talk soon.